Hey everyone, welcome to Two Line Slot Cars. This is Marty, and today I'm going to be talking about my track record holder, which is my Audi R8, the BWT livery. I picked this car up the same day I bought one of the new Corvette C8Rs for my dad at Tom Thumb Hobby in Columbus, Ohio. And they had just gotten a selection in that they'd been waiting on for a long time, and this Audi was part of it. And I saw it and I just had to have it. I loved it. I've ran quite a few laps. I have probably, I don't know, maybe 1,000 laps on this car now. So the wing has been broken. As you can see, let me focus. Maybe there we go. As you can see, the wing's been broken off of it. It's got some scratches and some dings. It was a pretty fast car out of the box for a Carrera car, but it was not my fastest. It did take a little bit of tuning. And so this video, I want to talk a little bit about what I've done and why it is the track record holder now at Two Line Speedway. So just a little bit about my track. I have some other videos about my track, but my track is about 96 feet in length. It has a couple of bridges. It is a pretty fast track. It has a couple of technical places. I got a chicane or two that really causes us some problems. You really have to get on the brakes. So it does challenge us. Now on my track, I will say that we do run magnets, and not just the stock magnets. We've added a few magnets, or added a little bit of magnet to our cars, just to get the perform. I deal with this basement. I'm always cleaning my track, but there always seems to be some kind of residue. So, most of our Carrera cars, we have put quick slicks on them. This is the CA02F, which fits a lot of different cars. This is a great tire, seems to hook up really well. And you can tell a big difference in a car with stock Carrera tires, or swapping them out with quick slicks. Now we have run some Paul Gage tires on our track, on this track, and they really need some work to make them good on the track. The quick slick seems to work a little better. The rubber tires did okay. I'm following Massimo's on MP Slot Car Spaces video. He posted some shorts about doing some painting, creating a more realistic track. But I think a lot of people paint their track maybe to get a little more grip. So I'm really curious to see how that turns out for him. He did send me a message with some track times that I'm sure he's putting a video up. And it's pretty impressive how much the painting the track might help with traction. So, it would be great to just be able to buy a car straight out of the box, run it, and get its full potential. But we know that some of these cars you need to tune, especially the Carrera cars, really need to do some tuning. So if I take the body off, I've not added any weight to this car. I've only added a little bit of magnet and changed the tires. That was really it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a few laps as is. This is pretty much stock. And then I did tell you that I did some tuning, and how this car broke the track record is on my last order from LEB Hobbies. Not a sponsor of this video. But I did pick up some spare parts, and I picked up one of the Piranha Power for Carrera. It's the RMS 132P motor. It's a 21.5 RPM motor that they sell. It's a direct replacement. Here's what the motor looks like. It already has the leads and the the adapter to plug directly into the Carrera car. So it's an easy swap out. And I didn't tell anybody that I did this. So the guys that come and run on my track, all of a sudden the Audi was flying and they were like, what did you do to that car? So, but a very good motor. Obviously a little hotter motor than what comes in a Carrera car normally. But I think if we were going to run a stock class, this motor seems pretty consistent. My brother ordered one, so we'll see how it impacts his Ford GT, Carrera Ford GT. But I think that might be a way to get pretty consistent motors in your classes, is to pick a stock motor, and just tell everybody to get this motor. So we'll run some laps with the stock Carrera motor, and we'll run some laps with the Piranha Power motor, and see what the difference is from lap times. So let's hit the track with the stock motor first. Hey guys, we hit the track with the Audi R8 with the stock motor and ran lap times of 8.209, 7824, 8446, 7801, 7896. So a fast lap of 7.801. That was with a stock motor. Ran really great on the track. That car with the stock motor is very competitive with all the other Carrera cars on the track. Competitive, but probably not the winner. It lacks a little top end speed. My brother's GT, Ford GT has a little more top end, and so does the Corvette C8R. So it can't quite keep up with them. But I have won a few races with it just because it sticks pretty good, stays on the track, and I can be pretty consistent with it. So now let's hit the track with the Piranha Power motor that came from LEB Hobbies, and let's see how it runs. That was a few laps. We ran 5 laps with the Piranha Power motor. It's a direct replacement motor for Carrera. It's a 21.5 RPM motor. And our lap times, 5 laps, 7.853, 7.680, 7.381, 7.546, 7.419. So you can see the difference that the motor made. I actually think there's a little more speed in there. I was really struggling with the big turn. I can try to carry so much speed through that turn, and sometimes it gets me. And I went off the track a few times in a few prior runs. So I think there's a little bit more speed in the car with that motor. But again, I try to keep everything as consistent and as competitive on my track as possible. So I will not be keeping this motor in this car. We'll just kind of use it as a spare motor, but it is good to test. Now, when this car ran a 6.8 on my track. I had not added the borders yet, and adding borders on most of your turns really changes things, because in that outside lane, you can really lean on those guardrails to keep the car in the slot and on the track, and you pick up some speed. Since I added borders, I have not been able to run under 7 seconds. But I think the track is much more enjoyable with the borders. Gives you a little more room. I'm noticing a little less damage to cars because you've got a little bit of runoff room before they smash into a guardrail, keeping them on the table a little bit easier. But again, can be a very fast car. Of course, you can always add, if you want to spend money, you can make your car much faster. Now, the price of this motor was $12, I think, $12.99. So $12-13 for a really good motor that is really consistent. Now, I know there are some big motors out there, and I don't think that adding a big motor or a really hot motor would gain much on this track. So how this compares to my slotted car. So I have a slotted GT40, and its fastest lap, I'll just put my leaderboard up on the screen so you can see it. But my track leaderboard looks like this. 6820, and the Audi R8 is the fast lap. And then second is my BMW that my daughter set the track record, and she owned the track record for a while, and that was 7.01. And then my GT40 comes in at a 7.337. So you can see this Carrera car is doing lap times right there with that slotted GT40, which is pretty impressive. Actually, it's probably a little easier to drive because it just sticks to the track a little bit more. I get a little more traction. The GT40 motor is pretty hot, and it breaks traction pretty easy. So you really got to drive that thing to get that kind of time. So anyway, so this is the video. Again, beginners out there, if you're wondering about the Audi, it's a fun, great car. I would totally recommend it. It's a great looking car. I know it's pink, but it really, the nice thing about it is it's very easy to spot on the track. So if you get a few cars out there that are similar in color, a car goes under the bridge and you're racing somebody, sometimes I find myself watching the wrong car. But that never happens with this car. So totally recommend it. Guys, I hope you're enjoying racing on your slot car tracks. If you have any questions for me, leave those down in the comments. If you have the Audi R8, how does yours perform on your track? And I want to hear about that. So if you like these kind of videos, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, like my video, hit the bell so you get notified when I put new videos out there. Guys, thanks. I really appreciate all the great feedback. Looking forward to doing some more videos. Stay safe. Have fun racing. We'll see you next time.